Shalom, shalom. I like to say Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakaha Kodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, and salutations to you brothers that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. So again, man, I'm gonna try to be out on Sunday, the usual time I go out on the highways and byways. I haven't been able to go out because of, going through some stuff in my personal life, my body wise. Until all that heals up and get better, Lord willing, I'll be right back out there. But let's get to it, right? So I got an article I want to get into. Americans are down on the economy. The cost of money may be why. Well, when you got things increasing in prices, interest rates going up and everything like that, of course it will be a problem. When you go to the grocery store and just get a little bit of something, maybe some chips, some milk, cereal, whatever, the prices are so high now. Now you're spending a little over $50 on just little stuff you could just get to throw in the refrigerator or put in the cabinet now, man. I remember when I was young, man. When I was young, $50 to $100 to have you full with 2 shopping carts, man. I remember there was so much milk. They used to have so much milk, and people wasn't buying it up as much. They used to have to throw it all away, man. I remember when I was young, my mom pulling up to what was it at the time, Food City or something like that, and they would throw like a whole bunch of milk in our sharper carts because they couldn't do nothing with it. So they threw a bunch of milk in our sharper carts, and it was all for free. I remember the guy, he was in a truck, and a worker that was working in Food City was like, hey, we about to get rid of this milk. It's not even spoiled. It's just that we can't hold on to it, and it have to be refrigerated or it's going to go bad. So he was like, hey, look, here y'all go. Y'all could take all this milk. So, hey, we pulled up like 2 sharper carts, and they filled up our sharper carts with good milk, man, with good milk. The bread too, man. I remember the bread was just like that, man. You go back there and they give you bread, free bread, man. Right? Free bread. That's a lot of places that like people go to get, those boxes of food. I forget what they call. But that's how they get that food, man. They get that food from the grocery stores. Hey, here, look, y'all can have it and go give it to the people or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And now, you go to a grocery store, you still going through somewhat of the shrinkflation. So now it ain't as much as they used to have. Now it's even less. So now they're giving you, now you could really only buy a partial amount of things, man. If you plan on walking out of that grocery store, $400 full of food, you might only get about maybe a sharpened cart out of it, man. A sharpened cart. $400, and the power, food, rent, mortgage, all that is going up again. And during the seasons that we're coming into now, gas prices is also going up again. So like, hey, man, the scriptures talk about great tribulation. The scriptures talk about perilous times. Well, you're coming into perilous times now, and when you got the increase of so much is because of the dollar is becoming devalued. So let's get more of the article. Americans are down on the economy. The cost of money may be why. It said Burbank, California, November 14th. People shopped in a holiday section ahead of Black Friday at a Walmart Supercenter on November 14th. So this talking about during the Black Friday. Now, during the Black Friday, that was still over billions of dollars spent, but people wasn't coming into the stores. People were actually getting everything off Amazon. So people are still, spending money, but in doing so is putting people in the gutter. I brought this up in a video like about 2 to 3 weeks ago, man. It says Um, Ahead of Black Friday at a Walmart Supercenter on November 14, 2023, and Burbank, California, some early Black Friday deals are already in place at Walmart and other retailers ahead of Thanksgiving in the traditional holiday shopping center. A photo by Mario Tuma, Getty Images. It says, News Nation America are still feeling down about the economy, but popular um, metrics like the Consumer Price Index (CPI) and the unemployment rate are missing one of the big reasons why the cost of money has gone up. That's the argument in a new working paper titled "The Cost of Money is Part of the Cost of Living" by former U.S. Treasury Secretary Larry Summers and other top economists who make the case that elevated interest rates are behind the door consumer sentiment. Consumers are including the cost of money and their perspective on their economic well-being, while economists are not they right. Americans have seen the cost of brewing for big ticket prices like cars and homes skyrocket thanks to rising interest rates, but the impact of those heights isn't properly reflected by the CPI. Salakia. By the CPI, the economics argue grocery prices comparison inflation at its worst versus today. So, like I was saying, man, you go to the grocery store and the prices are high, man. The prices are ridiculous. Just for a couple damn bags, man, you looking at over $40, over $50, man. You know what I'm saying? For it says grocery prices comparison inflation at its worst versus today. That's why, people got to move in with each other. You got people, and I brought this up again like 2-3 weeks ago. You got people actually building homes. People that lives in somewhat of a wealthy area, they're building homes in back of their homes because they want people to move in so they could rent them out like Airbnb or something like that, man. Because they got to bring in a little bit more money too. And now you got people looking for roommates. If they're living in a 2-bedroom apartment or whatever, they're looking for a roommate to afford to stay in that apartment. The mortgages on homes are going up. Salakia. The mortgages on homes are going up. So homes are being foreclosed. And again, I repeat, I brought this up like 2-3 weeks ago. So this is what's happening within America today. Yeah, though you still got millions of people working, but you got hundreds of people being laid off, man. Right? So it says, for example, the Bureau of Labor Statistics measured the change in vehicle prices using transaction data reported by dealers across the country, but that excludes financing costs, the authors point out, right? Because when you go buy a car, you can go buy a 2021, 2022, or 2023, and of course you're looking at prices of $40,000 to $50,000 at best, or even 60, depending on the type of vehicle you're interested in or the vehicle you're looking for. And one of the things you're going to see on there is the interest. So let's say if you're looking at a $40,000 car, you could be paying $55,000 out, man, just on the interest alone. So when interest rates increase, the more you pay on the interest. There was a video that came out a while back. There was a woman talking about her school funding. I believe I did a video on this as well, but she was talking about how she owed like $70,000. I think she said 70,000. No, they owed $100,000. Right, they owed $100,000, and they've been paying on it for years. She said something about they've been paying on it for years, if I recall. And when she went to go check back to see how much they paid off, they only paid off $70,000, but they paid over $120,000 out of that $100,000 that they owe. So the money that they already paid, they paid off their damn school loan, but according to interest, they didn't, man. According to that, they didn't. They still owe $70,000. So on the $70,000, they still got to pay more on top of that. You know, if they turn up with a late fee, if they turn up with a interest hike, they're still going to be paying more than that. That's why a lot of homes, and Salakia, I know I'm rambling on. I need to get into the scriptures. But that's why a lot of homes are being foreclosed on, because with the height and monthly payments or mortgage payments they have to pay monthly, that's not in people calculations. You know, people, when they put their bills together, how much they paying in water, lights, food, or groceries, whatever, gas, getting back and forth to work, all of that, they budgeting all of that to pay for their mortgage. But once that mortgage hikes up because of the interest rates and everything like that, that kind of puts a dent in what they were doing, because they already had set up how they wanted things. But one thing that I understand, man, is that people don't understand that things change in the world, man. Your prices never stay the same. And believe me, when America goes to war with Iran or with China, you think prices are high now. When this war really starts, prices is going to get ridiculously high, man. Right? So let me get into this 2 Timothy chapter 3, and this is what I want, is the first verse. It says, "This known also, that in the last days perilous times shall come." So when you go into this word perilous, let's go into this word perilous, right?
Strong's G 5467. Chalipas. Chalipas.
Hard to do, to take, to approach, hard to bear, troublesome, dangerous, harsh, fierce, and savage. And people are going to resort to savagery when things really start getting bad, when prices really start hiking up. You think you got a lot of robberies and everything going on right now. Wait until all these things begin to really take effect on people's lives and their children's lives. Then you will start seeing people become savages. It says harsh. People become harsh in times like that. Matter of fact, let's go into this word harsh real quick. Harsh, adjective. It says unpleasantly rough or jarring to the senses, cruel or sever. And sever, man, is to sever bonds as well. So people that are friends will become enemies. Oh man, that's a spirit. Hey, the meaning of words, man. Hey, the meaning of words. That's a spirit, man. That's right here. Second, as a spirit that it was already on second Ezra 15. Let's see. Second Ezra 15. Right here. Second Ezra 15 and 14. Woe. And again, when you go into that word woe, it means to threaten or to destroy. So woe to the world and them that dwell therein, because what's coming to the world, the Lord is threatening the inhabitants of the earth. He's threatening men on the earth and said, look, I'm bringing these things upon the earth. I'm bringing destruction. I'm threatening you, and I'm telling you I'm bringing destruction to the world. This is what the Lord is telling people. But people are just still living out their lives like things ain't about to start getting worse. So it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword. Now, the sword could represent many things. Famine. It could represent death. It could represent many things. When you're reading throughout the scriptures, the sword represents many things. Destruction. And this is what's coming, man. Prices hiking. Gas prices are going up. Your electric bill is going up. Your water bill is going up. People, man, things are only going to start getting worse. And even right now, they're saying, going into the housing market, right? They're saying it would take a person to make $125,000 or $130,000 to even get a mortgage house today, man. But you got to think about this. That depends also on the bedrooms. That depends on the how big it is, the backyard, all of that. That depends on it too. Cause you can go get a damn small ass house, and a small house right now. And when I talk small house, I'm talking about 2-3 bedroom, and that shit alone can cost you about up to about $400,000, man. Right? So things are only gonna get expensive, even more expensive. I mean, so it says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." And the modern day sword is a gun, man. The modern day sword is a gun. A lot of people are equipped with the modern day gun today, man. Right? A lot of people have permits, or a lot of people are carrying it illegally, but you got a lot of gun holders today, man. Right? For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people. And these days, man, you could have a 15, 16-year-old. I don't know if it's legal for a 15 and 16-year-old to legally go get a gun. I don't know. But if not, you could still have them get guns, man. They can get guns just by having somebody else who already own a gun, right? Already is a gun holder, so his background is already checked. Could go up in there and purchase a gun and give it to him, and that gun he give to the youngster, all he have to do is scrape the code, the barcode off of it, which is some numbers or whatever, and boom, that's it. An illegal firearm in the hand of a teenager, man. Right? So people can equip themselves with guns, these days, how, by any means. And you would say, well, if it's his gun, he gives it to him, then what's going to happen? Well, he could just report his gun stolen. If he reports his gun stolen, then, oh well, it's up in the air now, right? So it says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hand. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power." It's a spirit that it was already on this book, chapter, and verse. "A man shall desire to go into the city, and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be destroyed, the houses shall be Salakia. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and man shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor," and this is definitely one of them that I want to get. "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation." Right? Let me get this back. So it says, Salakia. So again, it says, "Harsh, unpleasantly rough, or jarring to the senses, too cruel, or sever." Right? So again, it says, "Hard to do, to take, to approach, hard to bear, troublesome, dangerous, harsh, fierce, or savage." Fierce, the strong, fierce, perilous, Strong's definition. Perhaps from G5465, through the idea of reducing the strength, difficult, i.e. dangerous, or by implication, fierce, furious, fierce, or perilous, man. So there you go. Right? So again, man, we're coming into these times because there's constant articles. Man, there's so many articles. Really, man, if you're just looking at articles, you could be looking at articles for an hour, and you're gonna run into articles all day talking about situations like this, man. Situations like this, right? The cost of money increasing, which is the cost of goods, right? You're gonna constantly run into articles like this, man, right? But other than that, I'm going to end it from there and say Barak to Yahweh, Barak to Yahweh Shah, Barak to Yahweh, Barak to Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakaha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. Salutations to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. I like to say Shalom.